This is Late Night King Productions, and this is going to be my Columbia TriStar VHS collection. Let's start off with the Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment titles, with the 1979 VHS of Mysterious Island, with Michael Craig, Joan Greenwood, Michael Cowan, Gary Merrill, and Beth Rogan. The film is from 1961, and this has special effects by the late Ray Harryhausen. And this is the only Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment clamshell that I have. I'm gonna still look for more of these. I got this a few years ago, and these are pretty hard to come across. Here's the sticker label and the end label. There's a tin lid on there. And next up is the 1980 VHS of Knock on Any Door with Humphrey Bogart. The film is from 1949, even though it incorrectly says 1959 on the box. And this is in a flat box. And the other tape with this design that I have is Murder by Death, which is a Betamax copy. Got this a few months ago at the St. Vincent de Paul thrift store. And this has the cast list, and it's 100 minutes. And here's the sticker label and the end label, and it says Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment, but it does not have the words on there. And the next one that I have is the 1981 VHS of Cat Ballou with Jane Fonda and the late Nat King Cole. And this also stars Michael Cowan from Mysterious Island, which I showed earlier. The film is from 1965. And this was actually the first Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment tape that I got a few years ago, in 2010. Here's the cast list. And it says Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment on the tape holder. Here's the sticker label and the end label. And the next one I have is the 1981 VHS of Used Cars with Kurt Russell. And the film's from 1980, directed by Robert Zemeckis. Another Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment flat box. This one is not in the best of condition, but I still got this at a Goodwill in 2010. Here's the cast list. And this is rated R, and I'll put the running time in the annotations. Here's the sticker label, and there's no end label on there, but it says Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment on the tape holder again. And next up is the 1981 VHS of The Bridge on the River Kwai with the late William Holden and the late Alec Guinness, directed by David Lean, winner of 7 Academy Awards. And the film's from 1957. This is part 2. Same cast list. And here's the sticker label and the end label. And next up is the 1982 VHS of The Golden Voyage of Sinbad with John Philip Law, Caroline Munro, and Tom Baker. And the film's 1973. This has special effects by the late Ray Harryhausen. And this is the only Sinbad film that I have in the trilogy. And this is rated G, and it doesn't save a running time on this tape. I got this at a Salvation Army a few months ago in the summer. Here's the cast list. And here's the sticker label and the end label. And I forgot to mention, the front cover is really faded on this tape. And now we get into the RCA Columbia Pictures home video tapes with the 1983 VHS of Gandhi with Ben Kingsley, Martin Sheen, Candice Bergen, and Trevor Howard, directed by the late Richard Attenborough. The film's from 1982. His triumph changed the world forever. His goal was freedom for India. His strategy was peace. His weapon was his humanity. And this is rated PG, and it's 187 minutes. Winner of 8 Academy Awards. Here's tape 1. And tape 2. Both have sticker labels and end labels. And they say 1984 on there. And next up is the 1983 VHS of The Three Stooges, Volume 1, which has Disney pilots, a bird of a head, and 3 sappy people. And this has Moe Howard, Larry Fine, and Curly Howard. And this has the Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment logo and the FBI warning screen at the end. Here's the sticker label and the end label. And next up is the 1983 VHS of Marooned with late Gregory Peck and Gene Hackman. And this also stars Richard Crenna as well. Filmed in 1969. And on MST3K, this film, also known as Space Travelers, was mocked on an episode of the 4th season, which is on the Volume 32 DVD set, which I do have. I'm a big fan of the show. And this is rated G, and it's 134 minutes. The bottom is red for some reason, and this has the Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment FBI warning screen at the end. Here's the sticker label and the end label, and this is one of the first RCA Columbia Pictures home videotapes I got. Very rare. And next up is the 1983 VHS of Kramer vs. Kramer with Dustin Hoffman and Meryl Streep. Also stars Jane Alexander and Justin Henry. Winner of 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. Filmed in 1979. And this is rated PG, and about the running time in the annotations. Here's the sticker label and the end label, which say 1984. And next up is the 1983 VHS of A Toy with Richard Pryor and Jackie Gleason. Also stars Scott Schwartz from A Christmas Story. And this is directed by Richard Donner, who directed The Goonies, Superman, and Lethal Weapon. And this is rated PG and it's 102 minutes. Got this back in July during my big VHS update for the 26th of July. Here's the sticker label and the end label. And next up is the 1983 VHS of Stir Crazy with Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor. And this is directed by Sidney Poitier. Filmed in 1980. I do have this on Laserdisc and CED as well. And this is rated R and it's 111 minutes. Here's the sticker label, which is a 1985 reprint, and the end label. And next up is the 1984 VHS of Educating Rita with Michael Caine and Julie Walters. The film is in 1983. It's directed by Lewis Gilbert. Got this a few years ago at a garage sale. I do apologize if the lighting is getting a bit dark. And this is rated PG and it doesn't save a running time on there, although I'll put in the annotations. Here's the sticker label and the end label. And next up is the 1984 VHS of The Natural with Robert Redford. It's directed by Barry Levinson, and the film is also from 1984. It's the first TriStar Pictures film released, or is it produced? I'm not sure. Probably one of those two. But I know it's one of the first TriStar Pictures films released. This is rated PG and it's 134 minutes. I also have the 1993 Columbia TriStar home video reprint of this tape. Here's the sticker label and the end label. And next up is the 1985 VHS of The Karate Kid with Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita. It's directed by John G. Alfredson, who also directed Rocky. Film is in 1984. It's the original version. And this is rated PG and it's 128 minutes. No, 126 minutes, I mean. Here's the sticker label and the end label. And next up is the 1985 VHS of Ghostbusters, starring Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Sigourney Weaver. Also stars the late Harold Ramis and Rick Moranis as well. Directed by Ivan Reitman. Filmed in 1984. And this is a very rare pressing of this tape. And this is rated PG and it is 105 minutes. I did upload the opening and closing to this tape if you want to check it out. Got this a few years ago in 2012 at a estate sale. It's in very good condition as well. Here's the sticker label and the end label. This is not an easy print to find, but still an awesome movie, of course. And next up is the 1985 VHS of Close Encounters of the Third Kind with Melinda Dillon and Richard Dreyfuss, directed by Steven Spielberg. The film's from 1977 and the special edition's from 1980. And this is rated PG and it's 132 minutes. Here's the sticker label and the end label. And here's the other copy, which will be the last tape to show in this part. Here's the sticker label, which is a 1987 reprint, and there's no end label. It says the Columbia TriStar home video logo at the beginning. And that is going to be it for part 1, and I'll see you in part 2.